What are the best Pokemon sealed investments to pick up this month? Now, you can actually pick up some really good Pokemon sealed investments right now. Everything's booming. That's basically the sealed, right? Scarlet and Violet era, Sword and Shield, you name it, everything's going up. And things are getting more and more expensive. And you're thinking, okay, is there anything worth picking up that you could make plays on that isn't ridiculously expensive and that does have that ability to grow, right? That's kind of like what we're looking at, right? We're looking for that long term. We're not looking for the next 6 to 12 months, even though things are going up insane amounts in 6 to 12 months. So today we're looking at TCG Player and on eBay to give us an idea of what products we want to be looking at picking up this month. So these are some good ones. We've got a mixture of, some collection boxes. We've got some ETBs. We've got booster boxes. We've got a whole bunch of different stuff. Let's get into it. Okay, first off, we are looking at Paldea Evolved. Now, Paldea Evolved is getting old, right, guys? The booster box is getting quite old. I know we've seen a little bit of talk, I guess, of reprints, as it were, of Paldea Evolved. Look, let's put it this way. Paldea Evolved is very, very good, and it's one of the most expensive booster boxes right now in the Scarlet and Violet era. So maybe thinking, why on earth would we want to be buying this? It was the second set released in the Scarlet and Violet era. It came out in 2023. You got a stupidly expensive Magikarp. The overall value of the set is holding incredibly strong compared to other sets in the Scarlet and Violet era. It's actually one of the highest valued sets, which is very, very good, especially regarding booster boxes as well. We're looking at $350 for the Paldea Evolved booster box. As you can see, over the past just 3 months, it's gone up 36%, right? Which is very, very impressive. Yeah, we did have a huge amount of buyouts there. So we went up for $255 to now $350. But we're looking for that long term, right? We go back here to give us a wider perspective, 156%, right? We went from booster boxes that are around 130, 140, where we are now, right at 350. So I'm looking at this going long term. Where do I see Paldea Evolved going, right? We look at, like, the best way of doing it is look back, right? Look back at the Sword and Shield, look back at the Sun and Moon, and so on and so forth, and see how well they've grown. Let's look at Sword and Shield era booster boxes. Sword and Shield era booster boxes have taken time to get to where Paldea Evolved is now, right? They have taken a longer amount of time to get to where Paldea Evolved is now. And you're thinking, okay, where could it go down the line? Well, it can go to really high places, and I don't see it getting reprinted again. I don't see them reprinting specifically booster boxes. And the interesting thing is with the Scarlet and Violet eras, Pokemon just seem to not want to reprint booster boxes, which is very weird. Like, they want to reprint everything else or reprint the set and put it in other products, but not specifically booster boxes. Over here in the UK, recently sold, we got a wide range of prices for Paldea Evolved. So we had one sold recently for $265, basically $270 with postage. Seems like a pretty decent price. Another one here for $310, so it's kind of a big jump there in the price difference between these two booster boxes. Then you have a half booster box at basically £100, including postage. That's actually not bad. That's pretty good. If you get 2 of those, boom, £200, Paldea Evolved, happy days. Another half booster box there. This one, best offer accepted, $270. I've been picking up a lot of half booster boxes. If you want to open up Paldea Evolved, half booster box is probably one of the cheapest ways to go right now. But if you're going for that sweet sealed, I would probably lean towards just the full 36 pack one. Although half booster boxes are pretty good, they will go up as well. So if you you could either spend $260 to $300 by the looks of it for a normal booster box, or you can spend $200 for 2 half boxes. Both of them will grow well together, but I think the normal booster box will grow higher, hence the price increase and difference between the two, right? And we've seen that a lot of times. We saw it a lot with Evolving Skies. So back in the day, Evolving Skies half booster boxes were like the go-to to get cheaper Evolving Skies packs. But it's like, if you compare 2 half boxes to a 36-pack box, they don't come close. So obviously it is relative. So for me, I do think that if you want to open up the set, $200 is a really good price. You could go down that route for a slightly cheaper alternative, and that will still gain a decent amount of value over time. Or you go for a booster box, which looks like roughly around $270 to $300. Okay, next up we've got Blooming Waters. 151 has been heavily printed, but not the ETBs. But everything else has been so heavily printed. But it doesn't matter, because the set is bouncing back very, very well, right? The set's been out for a decent amount of time now, and it is just going strength to strength to strength. Let's take a look at the Blooming Waters box. We're looking at $126, so it has dipped a little bit, and I know there's been an absolute ton of these about over in the US. So over the last 6 months, hasn't really done much, but hasn't been out that long, right? So 145 was kind of like the high point. Look, it comes with 12 booster packs. Yes, it hasn't done much right now. Just wait. right? A lot of these kind of just stay like stagnant for a while, and they're kind of waiting their time, and then boom, they fly up. And I do expect this to be a good one, because this is such a really good product with such an incredible set. So you could be looking at these, you know, collection boxes, you know, once they stop being printed into the ground, you know, being made and released and so on and so forth. Look, we've seen 151 packs, you know, go like to 15 a piece, and it's like, hang on a minute, you get 12 packs in here, 15 a piece is silly expensive. So yeah, that's more than the 126. So I think Blooming Waters is going to be very, very good in the long run. Okay, Blooming Waters over here in the UK, 160, 150, 160. Just let you guys know that's over in the US watching. Like 151 here in the UK is like an all-time premium. It's very, very expensive. We had it here when it was like £15 a booster pack, sometimes even more at one point. So you're looking at roughly $20 all in. So it was quite expensive at 151. We never got the sheer amount of reprints and the amount of booster bundles and Blooming Waters as the US have got. That's why it's a bit more of a premium here. So here we're looking at roughly anywhere between 150 and 160 for Blooming Waters, which once again isn't actually that bad. I talked about that pack's worth over £15 a pack. So it's just like, okay, we get 12 packs in here. You get the promos, which are okay. The downside, it is big, it is bulky, but it is a good one down the line. And of course, you could crack it open and have fun, but we're looking for that sweet, sweet investment. And I think this is going to be a good one. So, yeah, 151, you look at the UPC, you look at the ETBs, you look at all the other stuff, it just keeps going up. So, yeah, over time, this will go up. I mean, you look at the Crown Zenith, Zacian, Zamazenta boxes, they're ridiculously expensive now. They were printed into oblivion, and look what's happened to those. Okay, next up, we've got the Prismatic Evolutions booster bundle. One interesting thing with Prismatic is, yes, a lot of Prismatic is coming. I've got a video coming up where we're going through what's going on with Prismatic, but I like the booster bundles. And the reason why I like the booster bundles is in the same respect as I like the 151 booster bundles. And to be honest, a lot of booster bundles across the board for a lot of sets, Destined Rivals, Surging Sparks, so on and so forth, have been doing really well. And again, it's interesting because, like, for me, I think this is the perfect product for Pokemon to print into the ground, right? If they don't want to go down like a booster box route or an ETB route, they could just mass produce these, right? The packaging is like incredibly easy. It's a bit of cardboard and you throw 6 packs in there. Done. You ain't gonna worry about all these collection boxes and the plastics and all this other stuff and the manufacturing costs that can go into it. This is just 6 packs. Done. Super easy, super simple, effective at getting stuff out there. But we're looking at $67. This is currently dropped by 12% over the past 3 months. We have seen multiple restocks of the booster bundle over the past few months. They really are trying to get them out there, which is great, but we've seen them pair with things like the ETBs, not necessarily just solely booster bundles, and a lot of booster bundles. If we have 151 booster bundles were printed into the absolute ground and they have held very well. So I think this is a pretty good one, right? We're looking at over what, $10 a pack, $11 a pack. That is silly expensive. That's double MSRP. It's going to do really well, right? You look at it just straight up 6 booster packs, no chaff, all goodness. I think it will do well. I don't think Pokemon's going to keep reprinting booster bundles over and over and over again. They should do, but I just have a feeling that they won't. Okay, over here in the UK, what do we got going on here? So we have the 2-pack. This is what I was talking about, the 2-pack bundle. So you've got the ETB along with the booster bundle for $150. ETBs here in the UK are going for around about £100. So you're basically paying for the cost. You're basically paying what the booster bundles are going for anyway. Look, £50, right? This one's slightly cheaper at $145. Just over 50 there, 53 there, 58 including postage, 55. So you look at, let's say 55 seems to be like the average for them. It's okay, right? That's £9 a booster pack. Like I say, Prismatic, kind of like 151 is not cheap here. So the market price for Prismatic is roughly between £9 to £10. If you go the ETB route, it's slightly more expensive at roughly around £11 a booster pack. But yeah, it still goes good. I mean, look, we've got a seal case here sold for $670. If you have a seal case, you're doing very, very well. I mean, one sold here for $60. So I think this is going to be a good one. Right? I do. I just don't think they're going to print enough. This set is so strong that it'll just power through. And I think they're going to go down other routes to try and get booster packs out there. So this one's a good little pickup. We talked about Prismatic. Now we're going to talk about 151. 151 booster bundles. I think this is a home run product. It is so, so good. Why? It keeps going up. So we've gone up nearly 12% over the past 3 months. This thing's been printed into oblivion, as I was saying earlier. Currently sat at roughly $73, $74. We go back over the past 6 months, and it's going strength to strength to strength. So it's gone here. It did dip to 62 and bang, we're up to, it did a high as 74. We go back up the past year. They've printed this into the ground. There was so many booster bundles. You just kept seeing them over and over and over again. And look, it's going to show how strong 151 is. I mentioned it before with 151 is, you know, ETBs, super expensive. UPCs, super expensive. The Blooming Waters, I think the booster bundles are very, very good pickups. Now you could say, what about the ETB? I do think the ETB is pretty good, but the problem is with the ETB is like kind of figure out how high could it go, and it is quite a high price point. Whereas this is a little bit more, you know, cost efficient, I guess, of picking this up. Like I'm picking up a bunch of these compared to picking up just one ETB. That's one thing that you could look at, but I still think this is insanely good. Like it's so good. We're looking at now over $10 a booster pack for the booster bundle, which is, you know, impressive, right? Past the year, you're looking at $40. It was printed into the ground, and now look at it. It's gonna go strong, guys. So over here in the UK, we recently had a restock of these booster bundles, maybe about 2 months ago now, I think. And the thing is, we didn't get as many as the US and that often. This is the first one we've had for a while, and packs were getting silly expensive. We were looking anywhere between £15 to £17 a booster pack for 151, which is just absolutely insane. When you look at it, and it's like 6 packs at £15 a piece, you're looking at £90, right, for 6 booster packs. Well, we've got these now coming in, and they are cheaper. Rather than paying £90, we're paying just under 70 for these, right, or roughly 70 including postage. So it's dropped about £20 in value, which is great to pick up, right? It means it's going to bounce back and it's going to be really, really nice. It's going to be really good. And yeah, this has gone up. I was picking some of these up for 60, like I said, probably about a month ago, but they have crept up a little bit. So they've gone up between 60 to 70 pounds a piece now. So they've gone up by 10 pounds. They're going to eventually get back up to where they were, and they're going to keep going unless Pokemon make more. But because of how old 151 is getting, I don't know whether or not that's going to be true or not. I don't know whether or not we're approaching the 2-year mark. I don't know how well it will do at holding this price point. I think it'll go up, right? Look, we had a sealed booster bundle case for $8.50. That is still cheaper than where it was before we had that restock, right? It was $90 a booster bundle. You imagine how much a premium sealed case would have been. It was over 1K. So yeah, it's very, very good. So right now, I'll be looking to pick up some 151 booster bundles. And finally, we have an ETB coming in, Destined Rivals. This set is popping off, guys. Booster boxes are over $300 a piece. Booster boxes here in the UK are like $280 a box. Very, very expensive. I couldn't believe it. I mean, I picked up booster boxes what felt like maybe 2 weeks ago for like £200 a piece, and now they're $280, and I was like, what the hell's happened? And this set is only 2 months old. Pokemon really need to reprint the hell out of this set, and I'm talking booster boxes, you know, and ETBs as well, but they're putting them all in collection boxes, pretty much what we're getting. So ETBs, regular ETBs, not the Pokemon Center version, we're looking at $90. This thing did drop quite heavily, and that's appealing. It was really, really appealing to pick up. 22% drop from, you know, a pretty high point, right? $121 was kind of the pre-order price, and then it released and loads of it sold, and it dropped right down. And now it's starting to, you know, creep up a little bit from the lows of 85 and was pushing towards 90. And I do think that's really, really good. I think you get 9 packs inside. You get the cool promo, the Wobbuffet promo as well. I think it's a good, solid ETB. When you look at the whole of the Scarlet and Violet era for ETBs, this is going to be a good one. People love Destined Rivals. People love Team Rocket. You know, going to the moon pretty much eventually. Look at the artwork, guys. It looks absolutely incredible, right? So yeah, very, very good. So that's something to look at. Destined Rivals ETBs. So when we look at ETBs selling over here, a variety of prices really. You've got £80 for an ETB there. Just about 75, just under 72. That's not too bad. That's the Pokemon Center version that recently sold for like 170. So you probably look at about £75, which looks like for the ETB. That isn't too bad. You're looking at roughly around £8 a booster pack, and then you got the promo as well. It's a little bit on the pricey side, but then booster boxes aren't cheap. Like I said, you look at $280 a booster box. You know, just to give you guys an idea of booster boxes, right? One sold here, basically 275, 276, 290. Wow, that one sold. I don't know how legit that is. Probably legit. Oh, that's pretty good. 260 there, or 265, 285. So yeah, very, very expensive for Destined Rivals. So I would look at picking up the ETB. I think they're a very, really, really nice little pickup there. So there you have it, guys. Those are 5 great little products. Well, Paldea Evolved is not little, but, you know, great products to pick up this month in August. It's a tough one, guys. Everything's getting silly expensive, but it means value's there to be had. And there's definitely good products to pick up, good sets, to pick up as well. I do have a tier list coming out soon for Scarlet and Violet era to get you guys an idea of what's good to pick up and what you might want to focus on, might want to prioritize over others. But yeah, I think these are really good booster bundles. Collection boxes seem pretty good. They don't want to reprint booster boxes. I don't know what's going on. It's like they're allergic to reprinting booster boxes, and that's why they're going for a premium. So for me, it's like, oh, you know, do I want to pick up, you know, Destined Rivals right now? Probably not. It's a little bit too new. But then it's like, hang on, Paldea Evolved, it's been out for a while at a pretty decent price. So it's something that you could look at, right? And especially here in the UK, where you've got those half booster boxes as an option. That's always a good one. 151 is doing a huge bounce back. Prismatic, they keep printing it and doing nothing. So those are definitely things to look out for moving forward. If it's fun of the video, guys, and you've enjoyed it, make sure to smash the like button and subscribe for more Pokemon content. And guys, let me know your thoughts down in the comments. What other good product pickup this month is? What have you been picking up? What are you looking at picking up? For me, I actually really want to get hold of some more booster bundles. I don't actually have barely any 151 booster bundles. I got a few. I did actually pick up a case. I do have one case of booster bundles way back when. I can't remember how much I picked it up for. Maybe, I think it was maybe like 500, I think it was back in the day. But obviously it's gone up to over 800 recently. But it was more expensive, right? You go back 2 months, you're looking at about £1,000 for a sealed case. So yeah, it has definitely dropped. So now's a good time to pick some up. And even Prismatic as well. I've got a lot of Pokemon Center ETBs, but I don't really have any of the booster bundles. In fact, I've never even seen a booster bundle in person. So that could be another interesting one to get as well. That is it from me, guys, in today's video. Thank you so much for watching. As always, you guys are legends, and I will see you in the next one.